Hey guys, my name is Matimio, and today I kind of wanted to talk about my wish list for sniping in Battlefield 4. This question was asked by one of my subscribers, or one of my viewers, for the Sunday Mailbox, and I thought that the question deserved its entire video all to itself, because I think it's a great question, and I would like to see some changes for sniping in the upcoming title. I think that while sniping in Battlefield 3 is fun right now, it does have its weaknesses, and so I kind of wanted to go into what would be my wish list, or what would I like to see in Battlefield 4, how would I like them to kind of change things around and make the Recon class a little bit more viable. So the first thing I think that needs to be addressed when we talk about this topic is the Suppression Effect, and I know a lot of people like it. It gives the support class more options, considering that their weapons usually are less accurate. Firing more shots down range will suppress the enemy, it will give them an advantage, and then hopefully they can kill their target, or they can just suppress a bunch of the enemy team to let their team take out the target. But I think that they went a little bit too far, and I think that for Battlefield 4, what I would like to see is for them to get rid of the suppression effect, or make it so that all it does is blur your screen. Because as of now, what it does is it will just make your bullet deviation go completely wonky. And if you shoot at an enemy, especially if you're playing as the Recon class, that sniper shot, or that bolt action sniper shot that normally is lined up on the enemy's head, will go fly off in a completely random direction. And I've even made a video where I was point blank on someone, I fired my shot, I even slowed it down, my crosshair was directly over, directly in the middle of their skull, and when I fired the trigger, I missed. And it was infuriating when this happened, and I believe this was during the time period when the suppression effect was way overboard, it was way overpowered, and a lot of people were complaining about it. But even still, I think that as of right now, even though it's not to that point, I still think it's overboard for the fact that it makes the Recon class just so much more ineffective than any other one. I mean, when you're playing as an assault, the assault or a medic, if you are suppressed, you can usually still kill a target. Your bullets are gonna, while they're gonna fly all over the place, because you are using an assault rifle, you're gonna be able to get more rounds down range, and at least a couple of those are gonna land on the target, and you're gonna be able to get the kill. But if you're playing as a Recon, and you're using a bolt-action rifle, that one shot usually is gonna mean the difference between life and death in some situations, especially if someone rounds the corner, and they're like 30 meters out, you're like, oh man, I need to get a kind of a panic quick scope off, or you just need to, just panic and try to kill them. If you miss with that one shot and you were suppressed during that shot, that kill that normally should have been deserved, or I think should have been deserved, doesn't occur because of the suppression effect. So I think if what they should do for Battlefield 4 is eliminate at least if they want to have in the game, that's fine, but just don't have it so that it makes your bullets deviate. I think if you shoot at an enemy and you line up a shot, the bullet should travel to the target or where you were lining up, and maybe give you more recoil or something like that to compensate. But just bullet deviation just sucks for a game mechanic, in my opinion, and that's what I would like to see. So another thing I'd really like to see in Battlefield 4 is for them to kind of change around the one-shot kill mechanics, because as of right now, or even before when they made the changes, when the game was first released, the way it worked is the only way for you to get a one-shot kill was if you got a headshot. And I know a lot of people like that. It required a lot of skill. I mean, it took a lot of dedication to get to the point where if you did want to play aggressively, you wanted to kind of run around a little bit more Rambo style with a Recon class and a bolt-action rifle, you had to be on top of your game, and you had to get headshot after headshot. And when you were able to pull that off, it was an exhilarating experience, but it wasn't very viable. So what DICE did is that they went in and made a hitbox, or they made a multiplier, so that if you got a upper chest shot within, I think it's 15 meters, you will get the one-shot kill if you are using a bolt-action rifle. And I really like that change. It made the bolt-action rifles a lot more viable. It made it a much more interesting experience. And if you did want to play much more aggressively, or if you got into a tight spot where you were able to line up a upper chest or headshot, you got the kill. And so I like that. But I would like to see them go a little bit further for Battlefield 4. And I don't want it to get to the point where it was like in Battlefield Bad Company 2, where all you saw was people playing as the Recon. The Recon or bolt action rifles in that game were fantastic. Basically, if you shot, I think if I remember right, if you shot him in like the leg, the arm, within a certain range, it was a one-shot kill, and it was very, very good. So I would kind of like them to head in that direction, maybe not to that extent, but maybe bump it out to like the kill range to 20 to 25 meters for the one-shot kill, and also make it so that if you get a torso shot as well, you'll get a multiplier, and that will, you know, of course, bump it up to the 100 damage, and of course drop the target. And I think that this would be a fair compromise. I don't believe it would make it overpowered. I think that it would, of course, still require a lot of skill on part of the player that is using the bolt actions, but it would give them more room for error. It would make the setup a better option, and it's still going to be a skill class. It's not like you're going to be able to just kind of, not everyone's going to be able to run this setup and do well. It's still going to require skill. I would still probably prefer to run around with the assault class or even the engineer class, just because those weapons are just so much more reliable, but it would definitely make the Recon class a lot more fun. So yeah, those are really the two main things I would like to see in Battlefield 4, at least with regard to the bolt-action rifles. If you change the suppression effect, you make the one-shot kill range a little bit more forgiving. I think it would make the Recon class a lot more fun. You're going to see more people use it, and it's overall just going to be a much more viable kit than it is right now at its current state. But I would love to know what you guys think. Do you think that this is pushing it too far? Would you like them to go further for their upcoming title? Let me know in the comment section below. But yeah, guys, this about wraps up today's video. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, or just want to support my channel, I always appreciate it when you give my videos a rating, share this with your friends, and if you haven't already, subscribe for more videos. But until next time, guys, have a good one, and take it easy.